So, my last update, I talked about this career thief named Redoine Faid. Redoine, not Redoine, actually. Redoine Faid in my last update. But it turns out, after doing a lot more research on this guy, there is a lot more to him than the media lets on. So, stick around to learn more about the career thief himself, Redoine Faid.
We need a beat.
So I'm going to start with a couple shoutouts to the people that helped me out with the comments. The comments that I got on my last Redoine Faid video, they're sort of the reason they motivated me to make this second part and possibly a series out of this. So I'd like to give a couple shoutouts real quick. Let's see here. I want to start with a quick thank you to Falconry Morocco for correcting my pronunciation on Redoine Faid. It's actually pronounced Redoine Faid. I want to give another thanks to Honesty Truthful for bringing some notice to Redoine Faid's books. More about his backstory, more of the research that I've done, bringing attention to one of his books, Bracker. I looked up the pronunciation and looks like it is pronounced Bracker, but I can totally be wrong. Correct me in the comments. If I am, of course. Which means a raider, like a raider or bandit in the English language. So, this book, Bracker, talks about Redoine Faid's incredible journey on his way to becoming the career thief that he is today. It really is. This guy lives an amazing story. So, I'm about to get on with this. Thanks, you guys, for bringing up some knowledge. Gotta have that knowledge. Muy importante. Yes. So, let's get started here. Redoine Faid is not a French man. And I was corrected a couple of times in the comments with that. He is not a French man. And after doing some research, I found out that he was born in 1972 to Algerian immigrants living in the northern French town of Creil. So he actually belongs to Algerian roots, but they were immigrants to France. Now, he was inspired, as he was growing up, he was inspired by Hollywood movies such as Scarface and Heat, other Hollywood crime movies, to pursue the life that he did. You know, he robbed his first bank. He successfully robbed his first bank when he was only 18 in high school, right? His next target was armored vehicles, and he started robbing those after seeing the movie Heat, which is just incredible to me because he robbed these armored cars with surgical precision. I mean, this guy, he's impressive. So, he does not condone his actions though, and I will get into that later when talking more about his book. So, after he turned to robbing armored vehicles, he became known to the crime world and the French authorities in the 1990s. He fled to Switzerland and Israel. He fled to these countries so that, obviously, so that he wouldn't be caught. But when he was in Israel, this is the most interesting part, at least in my opinion. He learned to speak Hebrew so that he could pose as an ultra-Orthodox Jew. Undercover, pretty much. At the same time, he was learning his firearm skills by an Israeli soldier. Yeah, posing as an ultra-Orthodox Jew, he trained with an Israeli soldier to improve his firearm skills. I should not be condoning this, but in my mind, this is just the most bizarre story. I cannot believe this person actually exists now. French authorities finally caught up with him in 1998 and sentenced him to 30 years in prison. So why wasn't he in prison for 30 years? Because he was freed on parole after 10 years and opened up about his life in organized crime in 2009 when his autobiography Bracker was published. He got his name known. That was when he had his multiple television appearances both on news stations and other things. You know, he became a public icon, right? But In the book, Brakur, he finishes it off with saying that he is done with his life as an outlaw. And this was back in 2009, so I guess we all know that this was obviously not true. Maybe he thought he was done. I don't know. Let's see here. In the book, like I just said, he stated that he was done with his life as an outlaw, but by 2011, he was back behind bars for breaching his terms of release. So, after he was caught, again, for breaching his terms of release, in 2013, I talked about this in the last video, but I didn't go into detail. In 2013, his first prison break occurs. In less than 30 minutes of being transferred to a prison facility in Sequidin, he took 4 guards hostage by gunpoint and blew his way out of the prison with dynamite. He blew down 5 doors before finally escaping, and then being caught 6 weeks later, but I covered that in the first video, so if you haven't checked that out, you should totally do so. This has been the incredible journey of Redoine Faid, and if I left out any facts, don't hesitate to comment down below. I will definitely make another video about this as I learn more. But before I wrap it up, I got some fun facts for you guys, alright? When he was in organized crime, before he was arrested for the second time, I believe, his nickname was Doc, the famous character created by Steve McQueen in the movie Ambush. So his first nickname was inspired by that. I think this is before he was arrested in 2013. So, another fun fact, he spoke to Michael Mann, the producer of the movie Heat, and this is at a Paris Film Festival. He actually walked up to this director and told him, "You were my technical advisor for robbing the armored trucks and everything like that." You know, it's just, that's sort of bizarre. I don't know what I would do if I was told this. Like, that's pretty heavy, right? But afterwards, between the period, after he wrote his 2009 autobiography, he earned the nickname, L'Écrivain. L'Écrivain, or the writer, by French authorities after releasing his autobiography. So he was known as the writer before he robbed more banks, which is just wow. Alright, and like I said before, if I have any facts that I missed, if there's anything you guys want to correct me on, totally go for it. I am open to any kind of information, any kind of comments that condone a third video for this series, because I absolutely love it. So, this was more about Redoine Faid's backstory, more of his childhood, more of what led him up to the point that he's at now. Like I said, just let me know down in the comments. So, with that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. If you do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Actually, I'd rather if you just liked it. Thank you. And I will see you guys in the next video. You have a nice tomorrow now. I know I will.